How's it going, everybody? Welcome to 60secondguitarlessons.com. Today we're going to be talking about what the heck these dots on our fretboard mean and why there's two dots down here on guitars. Sometimes it's a little design like on this guitar, but why is that fret so special? But before we jump into that, I just want to revisit our last lesson, which was lesson 3, the parts of the guitar, and I want to add a couple parts that I forgot. The first one's this little piece of plastic up here at the head of the guitar. It just holds your strings up and separate from each other. That's called the nut. And then this down here, this piece of metal, is called the bridge. It also holds your strings apart. It's also what we string the strings through the back here, and they come through the guitar and up to the top. We'll talk more about that when we do a lesson on restringing a guitar. And then the last piece here is this little proloid piece of plastic. We call that the pick guard. It protects the wood of the guitar from when you're strumming on the guitar, from your pick hitting the wood and chipping away the wood. This piece of plastic can be unscrewed and taken off with a couple screws and be replaced for really cheap. The wood of the guitar, as you can imagine, is a little more expensive to replace. So just a couple more pieces for you guys, just so you know everything about the guitar. You know, we don't want to miss anything on this show. Today we're going to be talking about these dots on the guitar. Before we jump into that, though, make sure that you watch Lesson 2, Tones in Music, and understand that there are 12 tones in music ranging from A to G with some sharps and flats in between, and no sharp or flat between B and C and E and F. That's really important. If you guys don't know about that and that's confusing you, just go to 60secondguitarlessons.com and check out the Lesson 2 Tones in Music where we cover that. All right, well, let's jump in and let's talk about these crazy dots on our fretboard here. Let's put a minute on our clock, and we'll get started. All right, so let's start with these two dots, or this little design down here. Why is this fret so special? Well, we know that there's 12 tones in music, so what if we counted up these frets? How many frets do you think there are going to be? I think there might be 12. All right, so if we don't hold any frets down, that's going to be 0. And if we hold the next one down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then it repeats itself, remember, because it goes all the way. This could be the last tone in the music scale, so it's going to go back to the first, which would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if it kept going all the way up, but it doesn't. This guitar only goes that way. And that's when it actually would go down and you would start playing on the next string. But these other dots on the guitar here, these are just reference points. For example, this first dot right here is 9, and then 7, 5, and 3. These are just the frets on the guitar. And they're just reference points for when you're playing, and so you don't get lost, because there's a lot of frets on this guitar, and we're going to cover them all in a whole lot of detail. Each one of these represent a note, and we're going to go into that in more detail, but as you heard, the alarm just went off, so we're out of time for today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're starting to see a little bit in how the tones in music and how the guitar is laid out, why there's this special fret right here, and you have some question marks going off in your head, and we're going to cover those question marks in future lessons, so keep watching. If you learned something today or you like what we're doing, help us out by sharing the video with friends or family or people that you think would be interested in our material. If you have any questions about what we do today, or you just can't wait for the next video, definitely send me an email to this below address down here, Erin at 60secondguitarlessons.com, or you can also follow us on twitter.com/60secondguitar. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Hopefully you're warmer than we are in Colorado today. I got my snow beanie on here, and we will see you at the next lesson. All right? Thanks.